all get comfy in our seats. You want to start by sitting up in your chair in a dignified posture, relaxing the shoulders, giving your arms permission to not hold on to the strain, not to hold your head up high. You don't need your arms to do that. We're going to be using our mid-body, just bringing in the pelvis a little bit, allowing our vertebrae to stack up all the way to the top of our head. That vertebrae in our spine body, that's what holds us up. So allow it to work. Use the belly to give you this ability to have strength. The belly has the way of providing strength to the rest of the body, both the upper body and the lower body. So use your core, lift up out of the pelvic bowl. Allow for your sits bone to soak into the chair as well. And look down for a moment. Make sure that your legs are about hips width apart. And the way we find our hips width is by taking our two fists, pressing them together, hugging the inner arches of our knees around our fists. And when we look down, we see a capital H. Beautiful. This is our base position. So anytime we come back, and I say come back to flow or to base, this is what I mean. This is just the foundation of our practice. On your next inhale, I want you to maybe close the eyes. And on the exhale, imagine that you're releasing all your thoughts, anything that doesn't necessarily serve you here on in this class. Letting go, breath by breath. If you need to place a hand on the belly, you can go ahead and do so. Allowing for the belly to rise, connecting to the fingertips. And then on the exhale, the navel, that belly button, sinks down towards the spine. And do this about 4 times. Completely being aware of the breath, completely aware of the body. Remember, each time you exhale, you're letting go. And each time you inhale, you're bringing in a sense of renewing breath. Two more breaths. One more breath. You want to bring your hands to your thighs, you can. Take your chin and just let it gently tuck down to your chest. Continue to keep the back body upright. Just let the chin tuck towards the chest. And you allow for that ability of breathing in the sense of renewing and breathing out anything that doesn't belong here to still be part of the practice. You're just moving your head, moving the shape of your body. And just slowly roll your right ear over towards your right shoulder. Beautiful. Just breathe. It's very important to stay focused on the breath. It's also very important to honor your body throughout this practice. So don't overdo the stretch. Come back to center. And then roll your left ear over to your left shoulder. Great job. Again, just focusing on the breath. It's an inward kind of practice. Chin tucks back into the center chest. Take your 2 hands, lift them up, and then just place them on the top of your head. Continue to keep the upright position of your spine body all the way from the seat to the nape of the neck. That's that lower part of the neck body, right where the neck and the shoulders meet. Chin is tucked into the chest. Elbows are bent. Bring the hands back to the thighs. Roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Right hand rises and releases to the top of the head. This time the left side of your head is pointing towards the ceiling. And just take a few breaths. Drop the right hand back towards the right thigh. Chin tucks into the center chest. Pause for a moment. Then bring your left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand lifts and lays on the top of the head. This time, your right side of your head is pointing towards the ceiling, so to speak. Left ears to the shoulder. Fingertips are gentle, no force. Continue to breathe and notice how that movement, that little bit of shift in posture, adding a bit of gravity and weight to your head changes the way this feels. Bring the left hand back down to the left thigh. Tuck the chin into the center chest. And just pause for a moment. Readjust the back body, sitting up a little bit straighter in the belly and in the back, in the chest. And then start to begin some head rolls, taking your right ear, rolling it towards the right side, and then your left ear to the left. And then match the breath with the movement. Try to find a rhythm. And do this about 4 times, back and forth. Nothing else to do and nowhere to go, but to roll the head back and forth. You want to go in for a full roll, you can, but you don't have to. Great job. Come back into a position where your eyesight is fixated in front of you. We're going to take our shoulders and roll them up towards the ears. If you want to drop your hands by your sides, you can. Doing this, you don't have to keep them on your shoulders. Continue to go with the practice of rolling the shoulders up and then rolling them back. So the shoulder blades kind of roll down the back body. Do this about 4 times going back. Really opening up the heart and the chest. And then coming forward, taking the shoulder blades, tucking them inwards, and then pulling them back. Shoulder blades are now reversing, coming inward towards our chest body. And just feel the difference in how the shoulder blades are moving, because you're opening up the back body and then you're closing it. Arms are going to lift. Extend the arms out to shoulder's length. That's right here, shoulder's length. Fingertips point out. So the left fingertips are pointing towards the left wall. The right fingertips are pointing towards the right wall. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Anytime during this practice that we do anything, almost all times you're going to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Take the hands, sky flip the hands, allow the arms to rise up. Extend the elbows towards the wrists and the wrists towards the fingertips, and lift the fingertips up. Reach through the pelvic bowl, lifting up through the chest, and if you can, back bend slightly. Take the gaze up, allow the neck, the front of the neck, where the throat is, to be extended and stretch. And then bring the hands down gently by the sides. Let's do that again, but this time let's follow the count of our breath. We're going to come up into 4 breaths. So arms rise to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll the shoulders away from the ears on that pause. And then exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then allow the arms to be very heavy, like rag dolls. And let's go back up on the next inhale. Breath in, hear your breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll the shoulders away from the ears and then exhale. 4, 3, 2, and 1. 2 more times. Inhale, arms flow up. They rise. If something is in your hands, imagine like it's water in your hands and it's just gentle. And then on the exhale, you're pressing down. The water drips away from the fingertips. Fingers come down. They're gentle. They're open. One more time. Inhale. You know your breath count. And then exhale. Beautiful. We're going to close the eyes just for a second. Sit up a little bit taller. Let the arms dangle by our sides. Keep the feet pressed into the floor. Right now, with your feet on the ground, I want you to take the toes, press them more into the ground, and then lift up on the heels. And then just drop your heels down. Come back up. Heels lift up off the mat, and then drop back down. The upper body is completely isolated. It's not moving. It's only the feet, only the heels. On the next inhale, lift up those heels. And then exhale, lower them down. All right, beautiful. Now we're going to take our toes and lift them off the ground, but keep our heels planted on the ground beneath us. And then gently lower down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift the toes up. 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax the toes back down to the ground. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do that 2 more times. Just completely be aware of every part of your feet moving up. Be very mindful of the breath. And then allow for the feet to come down gracefully. Last one. Beautiful, beautiful. And then gentle. We can do the last one by placing our feet intentionally on the ground, not dropping them, but placing them gently on the ground. Arms reach up, lift up overhead, roll the shoulders away from the ears, interlace the fingers, and you're going to press the palms up towards the ceiling. Look up, gaze up, breathe in and out, and we're going to lean towards our right, rolling open on that left shoulder. All right, looking up, taking the gaze towards the ceiling. Come back to center. We're going to lean to the left now, rolling open on the right shoulder, pivoting, and so to speak, looking up, gazing up. Come back to center. Hands come down by the side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms rise, come right back up. This time our hands are going to plop together and you're going to make like a shooting gun with your hand. You're going to come into a crescent moon pose. And we're going to keep our sits bone grounded into the seat beneath us. And we're going to lean towards our right, take the gaze up, lift up a little bit more out the pelvic bowl by pressing the hands together, straightening the arms, using the right hand to actually lift up on the left arm, and then look up. Come back to center, and then we can lean the other way. All right, next time your left arm is going to push your right arm up. You can take the gaze up, or you can just continue to look forward, come back to center. Hands come down by the side, and then come bring them behind you so you can interlace the fingers behind you, pressing the arms down, pressing the shoulder blades down. Now, if you want, you can keep yourself right here, or you can start to lean forward and get an additional stretch on those arms. If it's not in your practice, don't do it. Just keep your hands interlaced down by your sacrum. It's your choice. And this is what it looks like when the chair is behind you. Kind of adjust the body to work with the chair and then bring the hands back down. Undo them, interlace them. Great. We're going to take the arms, we're going to lift it back up, lift the shoulders up, roll the shoulders back. Arms extend up, and then exhale back. Now, the thing about this is that people want to go fast, so be steady and controlled. Then reverse, so 4 times forward, 4 times backwards. If you find yourself doing this, slow down. Last one. And we're not going to bring our hands down just yet. We're going to sky flip the hands, extend the arms out, lift the arms up, and then bring the elbows back into shoulders length, but the hands are going to remain up and parallel to one another. Breathe in and breathe out. And just feel the strength inside the arms. Lift the arms up. And then we're going to take the hands and we're going to act like we're brushing over towards the right side and then come back up to center. And then we're going to act like we're brushing over to the left side. Come back to center. Let's do that again. Right side. Take the gaze back. Come back up to center. Left side. And this will all make sense in a second. Come back up to center. This time I want you to take that left hand, bring it out in the middle. Take that right hand and bring it to the chair behind you. Or you can just keep it stretched out, and I'll show you what that looks like. Right? You can do this or you can do that, but keep that left hand out in front of you. And look over your right shoulder. Come back up to center. And we're going to do the other side. Right hand comes out in front of us. The left hand either comes behind us, straighten, or we hold on to the chair. And we're looking over that shoulder. Then we come back to center. And then bring the hands down. 4, 3, 2, 1. And what I want you to do is bring the arms behind you, and if you can, come into a backwards namaste. Now, if you can't do that, just grab onto your clothes, okay? Pause and breathe. Continue to sit up nice and tall in your seat. And then bring your hands down and shake it out. Beautiful. We're going to do our first flow of the class. Just for a moment. Pause and breathe. Feel the way your shoulders are. Feel the way your arms are. If your arms don't want to go all the way up when we do our flow, you don't have to do it. You can bring your hands or your arms to any place that is best for you. Let me just make sure I close this out. It's going to keep dinging. Okay, so we're going to begin. Make sure your feet are positioned on the ground, hips width apart. Arms come up. Look up, gaze up. Lifting out that pelvic bowl. Your back body should be a little bit looser. Exhale, we're going to come forward. The belly and the chest press onto the thighs. Let the hands go. Let the hands fall over the knees. Chin to the chest. And just breathe. Shake the head, yes or no. Press your feet into the ground like you're really being intentional, like you're about to lift something up, as you are. Your upper body's going to start to rise up, come to a half lift, flat back. Squeeze the core, come out the pelvic bowl. Keep the gaze forward, roll the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale and breathe in, and on the exhale, come back forward, bringing the belly towards the chest, dropping the chin back to the chest, and let this be your relaxation pose. This is your forward fold. Inhale, breathe in, press your feet into the ground, rise up, lifting through your half lift, coming up to mountain pose. Back bend slightly if it's in your practice. Just pause for a moment here in mountain pose, taking a few breaths in and out. Nothing to do and nowhere to go but to reach for the top of the mountain. Your next inhale, take your right hand and actually begin to reach for the peak of the mountain and then pull it in. And then climb the mountain on the left side, pulling up and down, lifting through the pelvic bowl, taking it breath by breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And then bring the hands down by the sides. Arms are going to come out in front of us. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, sit up a little bit taller. Take the right fingertips, wiggle the right fingertips. Sky flip the right hand. Take the left hand and plop it underneath. And then pull back on the fingertips gently, only as far as you can go. You don't want to over pull, okay? You'll know because you'll feel it in your wrist or you'll feel it in the palm of your hand, so you shouldn't feel any pain here. Only go to like a mild or moderate sensation of the stretch. Now everybody, let's bring our elbows in and keep our hands connected. I want you to see what this feels like. And just take a breath. And see that it's okay to take breaks. This is our break position for our hand yoga, okay? It's very important that you breathe throughout hand yoga. I know it just feels like your hand, but it's actually like your whole body is going to feel different when you're done if you're breathing, okay? Extend the arm back out. Keep the connection. You know where to take a break when you need it. I can't see you, so you're going to have to guide yourself on that one. And then we're going to start to take our pinky and start rotating around, going about 3 times forward, 3 times back. We're breathing the whole time. Doesn't mean it's like one breath to one movement. We're just keeping the breath steady with the rhythm. Taking our time. Where do we have to go? To the next pose? Right? Why rush this one? Stay present. Take breaks. I can see some people a little bit in there. Take a break if you're getting fatigued, okay? And then come back. And then pull the full fingertips back. Yeah. And then gently rotate the hand down. I love rotating the wrist because you want to like open the wrist up. It's like you're waking them up. Okay, pause for a moment. Notice your right side. And now we're going to bring the hands back up to do the left. Wiggle the left fingertips. Sky flip the left hand. Take the right hand, place it underneath. And then pull back once again. Same principles apply. Let's all do a rest together just to see what it feels like on the left side. Bring the elbows down by the side. Keep the connection, fingertips to fingertips. And it's okay to give yourself permission to take these breaks. It's part of self-care. We have to have self-care when we do yoga or any other exercise. Okay? And bring the hands back out. Take that breath and start with your rotations, beginning with the pinky, finding a rhythm. And press the full hand back. And then rotate. And just notice your left side to your right side. We're going to bring the hands back out. I want you to take your hand, your left hand, and bring your left hand so that you're looking at your pinky. And I'm going to come a little bit closer just so you can see me. So hand is out. We bring the hand to our pinky. Okay? Then we take our other hand. All right? And what I'm doing is I'm taking my right hand, I'm placing my right fingertips right here on the palm, right underneath my thumb. My other thumb is just on the back of the hand. Okay? And all I'm going to do is just kind of twist the hand a little bit. So if I started here, look, I didn't go very far. I breathe in and out. Okay? If you need to start again, you want to watch me do it again. Fingertips are straight. Left hand comes. I'm looking directly at my nose. My thumb is facing towards you, so it's facing towards the screen. Okay? My right fingertips come around, and think about gently holding somebody's hand. You're just taking your four fingers and you're just placing them on the inside of the knuckle of the palm, and then your thumb is on the back. And that's your guide. Now you only go as far as you want to go, depending if your wrists are really like, yep, this is what it looks like on the back. That's what it looks like on the front. This is good for carpal tunnel and to just give yourself a little bit of decompression. But if you overdo it, it can hurt, like anything. And then drop the hand down and roll it. Okay, let's do the other side. Fingertips is out, right side, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're looking like right down the pinky. The thumb, you see my thumb is out, right? So let's do that again because I see some people. Hands straight. And then rotate the hand inward so that the fingertips are pointing towards the left side. And then when you come up, your fingertips are going to be pointing up towards the ceiling, but you're going to be looking at your pinky, and your thumb is going to be on the outside. It's going to be furthest from you. Good, beautiful. Take the left fingertips and place the left fingertips on the inside of the palm. Once again. All right. And that left thumb is going to be on the outside, right on top of the knuckles. And that's going to be where you apply a little bit of pressure to just kind of bring that hand inward a little bit. And this is going to relax your wrist and breathe. Just focus on the breath. Do your best. You're doing fine. Okay? And then let go and rotate it down. Now we've gone with our hands this way, we've gone this way. So just bring your hands out to the side, have them stretched out, just like you're going to be hitting something behind you. Whoop, almost fell off my seat. All right, and then bring the hands down and then rotate them. Now you should feel a lot more space. It should be a lot more relaxed in the joint of your wrist. Let's go through a flow. Make sure our feet are right. We're hips width apart. Arms rise. And inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Yes. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale. Look up, gaze up, stretch up. Yes, it's a beautiful day. And then the hands come down by the sides. Yay. Beautiful. Arms are going to come back up. We're going to bring our hands both out in front of us. Wiggle the right fingertips. Okay? Place the right fingertips on top of the left shoulder. All right, left arm comes underneath. Elbows lift up. We're hugging ourselves. Fingertips are touching the shoulder blades. Whether it's like the inside of the blade or the outside, it doesn't really matter. You're just in this hug position. You can look down and see a big hole because you're going to drop your chin to your chest and you're going to look through that hole. Gently take the gaze up, take the elbows up, lifting up through the pelvic bowl. Back bending slightly, and then on the exhale, we're going to come forward, pressing the belly towards the thighs, forward fold, but keeping ourselves in this position where we're holding ourselves. Elbows hang over the knees. Just an inhale and exhale. Slowly, we're going to start to rise back up. Come all the way up though. Bring the elbows all the way to the ceiling, chin to the chest. And then come back to center. Pause for a moment. And then unwind the hands gently. Extend the arms out. And let's just flutter those hands forward and backwards. Yes. All right, and hands come down by the side. Yes. Shake it out. All right. Take our hands, come back up. Wiggle the left fingertips. Place the left fingertips on top of the right shoulder. This time, the right hand goes underneath the left, coming back into our hug position because we want to do the other side. Elbows stay pointed out. Look down, see your hole. Chin to the chest. Slowly start to back bend slightly, lifting up through the pelvic bowl. Allowing the elbows to kind of trace up towards the ceiling, but you're still looking down toward your knees. Then gently we're going to come forward, following our gaze downward. Belly presses onto the thighs, elbows hang over the knees. Gently we're going to come back up, squeezing the core, pressing through our feet, allowing the arms to rise back up. Chin stays tucked into the chest. Come back to center. And then unwind the arms. And let's fly again. Allow our arms to just fly. All right. Drop the hands down by the side. We're going to go through a flow and then we're going to come into some twists. We're going to do a little bit on the legs and we're going to come to standing. Okay? And then we'll probably do like one final pose to close out and then come into Savasana. All right? So let's go through our flow. And we're going to do 3 flows. This is the time in the practice where we find ourselves in the movement and the fluidity of the movement. Arms are going to lift up. You're going to go as high as you feel comfortable. Remember, adjust accordingly. And breathe in. Now on the exhale, come forward. Belly presses towards the thighs. Breathe out. Inhale. Half lift, flat back. Breathe in. Exhale. Belly back to the thighs. Breathe out. Inhale. Arms lift into mountain pose. Gaze is up. And then exhale. Arms can come into heart center. And just pause. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Arms are overhead. Exhale. Hands come down by the side as you come into forward fold. Inhale. Half lift, flat back. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Reaching up overhead. Hands come to heart center. The last one, make it your own. Just, I'll be here demoing. But just try to find your flow. Good job. I'm here demoing, so if you need to look, you can look. Keep the breath steady. Hands back to heart center. We'll all meet here in the heart center. All right, and before we jump into twist, let's take a moment to just set an intention for the rest of this class. With our minds a little bit clearer, see if you can just tap into your heart. And just breathe in and out to your heart and allow it to guide you. Allow your mind to just accept and listen. And allow your body to be intentional. Focusing more on the parts of your body that you are completely in love with. And allowing any other parts that we feel are flawed to just become something we love as well. Knowing that we're perfect, just the way we are. Now open the eyes, continue to keep the hands together. Now we're going to go into our twist section. If you like, you can keep the feet apart, just like this, or you can bring the feet together and make it one strong leg. It's really your choice, okay? I'm going to keep the leg together for right now, but I'll do both just to show you. So take the left elbow, wiggle the left elbow. And we're going to bring the left elbow down to the left thigh and take the gaze up. Look up. Now you can keep this elbow here. You don't have to go anywhere else. All right, but if you like, you can cross over and you can try to bring the elbow diagonal across the body so that the elbow on the left side is now sitting on the right thigh or even hooked over the right thigh. And the gaze is pivoting up towards the right. So we're looking up towards the right ceiling. Squeeze the core, come back up, come back to center. Take the the right elbow, wiggle the right elbow. That's why we wiggle our elbows. And then bring the right elbow towards the right thigh. Left elbow is up, gaze is up. Again, if you want to stay here, perfect. Otherwise, you can cross over, bringing the right elbow across to the left thigh, or hooking over, and gaze is up. We're going to come back to center, squeezing the core. Arms are going to rise. You can open up the legs if they're not open already. You're going to take your fingertips and you're going to whoosh your hands over towards the right side. Come back up. Pivot the body. Whoosh your hands over to the left. Come back up. Pivot towards the right. Instead of whooshing, we're going to drop our hands over to the right side. So our left arm is now completely diagonal, but this time, instead of it being bent, it's straight. The right hand, okay, is going to come behind us. And we're going to look over our right shoulder. If you want to hold on to the top of the chair, you can. It's really your choice. I like to put my hand down on the bottom so I get the extra length. But again, this is a personal preference. Just try to bring your gaze over your shoulder on the right side. And allow the breath to help you to gain a little bit more length in the back body and also a little bit more flexibility. When you inhale, the body expands up for length, and on the exhale, you can twist a little bit more. We're going to bring our hands up overhead. We're going to come back to center, and this time we're going to pivot over towards the left. Do the same thing. The hands drop to the outside of the left body. All right, our left hand comes behind us. The right arm is crossed over. Now, if you want to bring the hand up to the top of the chair, you can, but it is behind you. Gaze is over the left side. Slowly our arms reach back up, come back to center. But let's stay up for a moment. Let's take our gaze up and go through a flow. All right, so mountain pose, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up. Hands come down by the side. All right, let's bring our legs apart so that we're stretching out the inside of our legs. Arms reach up, lift up overhead. All right, exhale, we're going to bring our hands to our thighs. And what I want you to do is I want you to take your left hand, wiggle your left fingertips, and just slide the left hand down so that the elbow is on the inside of the left thigh. Keep your sits bone grounded into the seat, and then take the right arm and lift it up. Gaze is up towards the ceiling. And bring the right hand back down towards the thigh. And we're going to actually slide the left hand back up to the top of the thigh and roll that shoulder back. Take the right hand, wiggle the right fingertips, slide the right hand down the inside, so the elbow's on the inside of the knee. All right, take the left hand, lift it up, take the gaze up, and try to keep the sits bone grounded into the seat. And you have like a nice long line from the tips of the finger to the tips of the finger. Left hand comes back to the thigh. Gently we come back up. Roll that shoulder back. We're going to do a little pose where we bring the chest forward and roll back. Keep the legs open. Roll back. 2 more times. You're holding on with your hands are on the thighs, so it's giving you strength. And then we roll back the other way, pressing the chest up, then coming forward. Squeezing the core, pressing up, coming forward. All right, 2 more. And 1 more. All right, and come back to center. Toe heel the feet, back to center. Great. All right, so we're going to take our right foot, and I want you to just tap your right foot. Yeah, there you go. I seen you tap. And take the heel and press it down to the ground. Okay. Now let me make sure you can see my heel. Heel down on the ground. Toes are waving hello. All right, we're going to take our hands, lift it up overhead, and we're going to bring both hands to the left thigh. Right leg is extended out. We're going to slowly start to just lean forward just a little bit so that we can feel the stretch in our hamstring. It's really important for us to stretch out that hamstring area. The muscle gets really tight and it can shorten, so we want to try to lengthen it through our breath and through our stretch. You want to drop your chin to the chest, you can. Depending on your flexibility, you might be very flexible. If you're not so flexible today, don't go too far. Just go to a mild to moderate stretch. Nothing severe, not the maximum, mild to moderate. And keep breathing. Imagine that you're breathing all the way into your toes. Gently, we'll come back up. Just gonna be gentle. Bring our right foot back to meet our left. Shake that out. And just notice what that feels like. I'm more so we're shaking that out because the way that the seat maybe is imprinting in your thigh might be sitting there a little bit long. So that's why we want to shake it out. All right. Take the left foot. Pop the left foot a couple times so you know you're on the left side. Take the heel, place it down onto the floor. Toes are waving hello. Okay. Take both hands, arms rise, reach up overhead. We're doing this to get length in the body, lengthen the belly and the chest. And then gently place the hands on the right thigh and just start to press down. Again, just going to the place that you feel the stretch, either mild or moderately. You're going to breathe like you're breathing into your toes, into your feet. And just know that this is a mobile stretch, so the way you start is typically not how you end. As you become looser and looser, and that muscle in the back of your hamstring and your leg starts to stretch, you're going to feel like you can come a little bit closer with your chest towards your thigh. And we're going to gently come back up. Taking our time, rolling back. Bring the left foot back and shake it out. All right, and let's go through a flow and then we're going to come to standing. All right, so arms rise, reach up overhead. Exhale, squeeze the core, come forward. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms lift. lifting through the pelvic bowl, getting ready to stand up. Hands can come down by the side, and you can just gently come to standing. All right. And I'm going to offer, let me see what time it is. I'm going to offer two options for your chair this time, right? So, normally we come behind the chair, but what I wanted to do is offer the opportunity to come in front of the chair as well. So, if you feel like you want to get a more intense stretch, you can come to the front of the chair, and everything that we do back here, you can do here. I'm going to show you both ways, but especially because it's the first time, but you might find that you can get a little bit more relief, and it might be a little bit more of a stretch for you, and it might be your cup of tea. And if it's not, you can stay to the behind the chair, okay? So I will start behind, just because that's where we always start. All right, and you can watch me. We're going to start out by just coming straight into a downward dog. Because I'm going to be showing you both sides, we're going to have to just come straight into the downward dog. Now you can relax your head on top of the chair. You can hold on to the chair. You can come down any place that you feel good. Now, if you're going to take that stretch in more intense, your hands are going to come to the seat of the chair. All right, and you can take your legs and you can press your feet into the ground. You can press your hands into the chair at the same time, and it's almost like your feet are pressing back behind you and it's going to the wall behind you, but your hands are actually moving forward and they're moving towards the chair. Now this is our other downward dog. This is a modified version of being behind the chair, and if you want to walk the feet out, you can. Breathe in and out. And then on our next thing, we're going to come up a little bit closer, coming to standing so that our back body is straight. We're tabletopping our back body. Soften the knees, take the gaze up and look up. Arch the belly so that the belly comes down and protrudes towards the mat. The hips come up towards the ceiling. Now, if you're back on the top of the chair, you're doing the same thing. You're just finding that place where you can soften the knees and where you can stand. You're just doing the same thing. Then we're going to reverse. Tuck the belly in. Let the back body come up towards the ceiling. Drop the hips down. And this is our cat-cow pose. And we're just doing that, whether we're doing it from the top of our chair or from the more intense stretch, which is the seat of the chair. Always keep the knees soft. All right. Inhale and breathe in. We're going to take our right foot and bring our right foot forward. All right. Then we're going to come up to standing. When I say come up, we're lifting up our body to standing from the chair. I'm going to show the back first, and then I'll show the front. And you're going to take your left foot and you're going to face it towards the computer, or it's going to be slightly tilted at a 45-degree angle. Soften the knee on the right side so that you come down into a lunge. So you're in a lunge position. If you're on the other side, right? If you're here in the more intense stretch, so far you're right here, and this is what you look like. Or you're standing. If you're okay with standing, that's fine. We're going to bring our hands up, lift our hands up overhead. And this is our side angle. Now if you're holding on to the chair, just keep one hand on the chair. Preferably keep the right hand on the chair because it matches the right hands. All right. We're going to open up into Warrior Two. If you're holding on to the chair, that's fine. And then bring your right arm on to your thigh. And if you can't do that, you can hold on to the chair, or you can press your hand into the seat of the chair. Left hand goes up towards the ceiling. So you have three modifications. Side angle with your arm on the thigh, side angle with your hand pressed into the seat of the chair, all right? Or, right, we have our side angle on with our hand on top of the chair. There you go. So, stay with me. It's the same thing, you're just doing it in different places and you're modifying. All right, so we're going to bring our hands down, coming back towards center so that we're square once again. Then bring our left foot to meet our right. So we're standing. We're standing either in front or behind the chair. Then we're going to take our right foot back. Left foot is going to be forward, okay? So now our left foot is angled in front of the chair. Our hips are square with the chair. Everything is square. And now our right foot is at that 45-degree angle, all right? So the right foot is out towards the side. And one of the things that I want you to do is make sure that you have space in between your feet, okay? You're not on a tight rope. You have space in between your feet. All right. Now, you can take your right hand, lift it up. If you're in front of your chair, you can take both hands and lift those up. Take the gaze up. You're in Warrior One. You're going to open up into Warrior Two, making sure that you're still in your runner's lunge. If you're holding on to the top of the chair, you're just going to lean forward. It's like your side angle. Your elbow is bent. Your hand is on top of the chair, so you feel that security. If you're not using the chair at all, your arm is going to be just on top of the thigh. And if you are pushing here, right, our hand is on the chair. Just breathe. Now next week when we do this, you'll be able to choose where you want to be, okay? But this is the first week, so. All right. So bring that right hand down. Imagine somebody's pulling you up and out. Come back into that warrior stance. Bring the hands down by the side and then come back up to standing. All right, we're going to close off our standing poses with two more poses, but first I want you to come down, the hands back onto the top of the chair, walk out like you're in that downward facing dog. Beautiful. All right, come back up to standing. Now, I'm going to start with behind the chair only because I don't want anybody to get hurt. All right, so take your right foot, wiggle the right foot, and you should have a hole in the back of your chair, I'm hoping. You can bring your foot up, have your knee bent, holding onto the chair. If you can't bring up your knee, just bring your right foot a little bit closer towards the chair itself. You can keep the foot on the ground. Otherwise, come up to standing. And you're just going to kind of lean forward a little bit. Continue to lift up out the pelvic bowl. And then bring that foot down. If you're in the front of the chair, it's going to look like this. Okay? We're going to do the other side. Take your left foot, wiggle the left foot, and then bring it up. You're still kind of holding on to the chair, and you just lean forward just a little bit. Again, if it's not in your practice, just bring your foot a little bit closer into the chair and just lean forward. Okay? You don't have to go a lot. A little goes a long way. Come back up to standing and then come back into your downward dog. And you can walk it out again if you like. And then come back up. Taking the feet, bringing the feet to the hands. Rising up, reaching up through the body, the full length of the body. If you're holding on to the chair, you're holding on with one hand or the other. Doesn't matter, whichever one. Or both hands can be up. And then hands come down by the side. And now shake it out. Yeah. And we're going to come back down to sitting. All right. See what time it is. We are okay. We're going to do one more pose and then Savasana. And our Savasana is going to be pretty short, so you'll be all right. I don't want to keep you too long. All right. We're going to take our right foot, bring our right foot forward, wiggle toes so you know you're on your right side. Take the left foot, cross it over, extend the legs out in front of you. hold on to the chair if you like and just start to lean forward. Extended leg, seated forward fold. Drop the chin to the chest. If you want to let go, then you're welcome to do that as well. It's really a personal preference. And just breathe. Notice the breath coming in and out. Stay steady with the breath. Steady with the breath. We're going to then take our left foot and we're going to bring our left foot up and bring the left foot back down to the ground. We're going to take our right foot, lift it up, and then cross it on top of the left. And bring the belly forward. Bring the chest forward. You can still hold on to the chair. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and out. Continue to breathe. Slowly, we're going to bring ourselves back up, coming out of the pose. Bring our feet back to our base position, hips width apart. And we're going to just come straight into Savasana from here. If there's any other poses that you want to do, or if you want to do a flow, you're welcome to do it now. Otherwise, bring your hands to your thighs. You can sky flip the hands or have them by your sides, your choice. And start to just congratulate yourself on a job well done. And reconnecting to the body in these last moments of class. Inhaling and exhaling in a way that really shows a sense of honor and self-respect and love. As you're worthy of each breath. Continue to prepare for Savasana, relaxing a little bit more moment by moment. I'm going to read a quote today, and something to ponder while we're meditating in Savasana. For hatred does not cease by hatred at any time. Hatred ceases by love. This is an old rule. Continue to breathe. You're welcome to stay in Savasana as long as you like by leaving this session now. Otherwise, we will close class together. And when you're ready, you can wiggle the toes and the hands. Gently allow a little bit of light to come into your eyes as you refixate your gaze to the world around you. Be kind and gentle as you take a few more breaths. There's no need to rush. The day will greet you. It'll be there, don't worry. Continue to just embrace this moment a while longer, for as long as you like. Bring your hands to heart center if it's part of your practice. I thank you so much for joining me today. Have a beautiful day and namaste. Thank you. Thank you so much.